What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Gonzo, and today on the podcast, we have from friend to colleague, from fan to colleague, from viewer to colleague, however you want to start it. It's a big milestone for a lot of people who want this to happen. Poka Javi, how you doing today?
How you doing, my friend? Doing pretty
Good,
good. Doing pretty good.
good. We're just gonna jump right into it. Because I was telling you before this chat started, someone did get upset that I went from fan to colleague in title and thumbnail, or from fan to someone to work with, um, and they were upset that I didn't do fan to friend. And we discussed it. We understand where it was coming from, um, but let's. I still want to talk about a little bit with the other people in the chat and other people who might see this in the future. Just because we are in the same space, just because we do talk regularly, doesn't mean, because you and I, we agree, we are friends, but we're not on that level of friendship. We're like, hey, come over to my house and sleep on my couch.
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
yeah, we're definitely, it's more like the coworker friend where you just go and you say hi, you invite them to places to be nice.
There you go. Public
Yeah,
places.
yeah. Um, but we are friends, and I just want to make that clear. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry for your viewer that got upset about it. That wasn't my intention. But the big part of that conversation, though, is from fan slash viewer to where you are now. Someone who's a guest on the channel, someone who attends Card Party as a creator, someone who's at 2,000 subs on YouTube now.
Yeah.
That is the main focus on this, because I really want to talk about it. Because when you and I met, I'm still a small guy,
Yeah.
you're still a small guy, but when we met, I was only at like 300 subs, I think, at Card Party 1. Let's talk about that moment, because I talked about it. I'm going to be on another podcast for Pokecell's officials. um his isn't live, his is pre-recorded. We recorded it last night, and we were talking about it, how you, Ian with Ian, and Jay's Corner TCG, and of course Pat and other people from Card Party 1 were a huge reason why I stayed doing content, because I almost quit.
Mm.
When you came up to me and you're like, hey, I'm Javi, I just started following you, I love your content, it kind of blew me away, because I was like, I don't, what? And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I tried to look for you on Instagram, and I had that moment where I'm like, I'm not finding Javi. You're like, no, 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 look, it's Jay. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's right, we're both brown, I should know
I
this.
know.
J- um, and I want to thank you for that, because without that like little ego push, I wouldn't be here probably doing this. I might still be alive, who knows? But it's like I don't think people understand how much, like, what that one person can be like, hey, I watch your content, I find it great, can be something that we like. It is an ego push, it's an ego trip, it is something we do need to hear sometimes. Um, and we opened packs together that day at Card Party.
Yeah, we did.
You That was your second video, I think you said you recorded for your channel, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I recorded those little short videos with my kids. I didn't know what I was doing, and then that one. That
We
was it.
still don't know what we're doing.
No.
But yeah, now if now, like, just looking at about it from 2 years ago, you're doing like, hey, can I open packs with you videos too at Card Party, being like, and now you're in people's DMs and emails like, hey, let's do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're making it.
Thank you.
2,000 subs is awesome to see for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, let's talk about your how that came to be, though, because
Yes,
you and I talked
exactly.
about it even at Card Party. Tell the viewers how you got to Card Party and why you made that decision to go.
Well, let me start by saying, like, how did I even know it was you or recognize your face?
Yeah, go.
I don't
Start
even
with
I don't
any
even
way
think
you want to start.
I don't even think you know this story, but
I probably
I'll
no,
get
I
to it.
don't. No.
So I made the decision to go to Card Party number one. Like everybody else, you consume the big guys contents,
Yeah.
Poker Rev, Pat, uh, sometime who was it? Poke Vault was on there.
Mm.
Uh, so a lot of the big guys. So I was like, you know what? This is might be my one and only time to just meet somebody that I acknowledge that I like to look at. And so I was like, you know what? Let's just it's in my home state. Let's just take a 2 hour flight over there to Anaheim and
Yeah,
go check it out. So did that just for one day. I told you just one day, Saturday. You were there what all 3 days? Is that
I was
right?
there. Yeah, all
Yeah.
both days. Yeah.
So I believe on Friday, I think Pat, I think he added you to the story or something about reposting your story or something happened.
Yeah, I made a story and he reposted it. Yeah.
And so that's how I recognized your face because he reposted you. And
Oh.
I literally made the Instagram account maybe 2 days before I left to Card
Mhm.
Party. And so I didn't follow too many people. Obviously, Pat was one of them, Deepak Monster.
Yes.
And so when he reposted, I was like, and then I saw you in the lobby. I was like, wait, that's the same person he just reposted. I was like, oh, and then that's how I kind of recognized you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And I like Pat. I don't think Pat even understands how important Card Party is for the smaller creators yet. He knows it's important. He knows it's a big deal, and but I don't think he knows how big it actually is. Because there's so many content creators that had the same experience I did. Like, well, I don't want to keep doing this anymore. It's such a hassle. But I bought the tickets for this thing. Let me go. And they have such a blast. And then their following increases just a little bit, but enough for them to be like, I can keep doing this. I can do this. And I believe you guys should do. If you guys want to do this, do it.
Mhm.
It's a crazy experience, and you do need some mental fortitude with it because sometimes the comment section is brutal.
Yeah,
Um, but it's such a crazy experience to have like that. I didn't know that you found me from Pat's story.
that's how I
And that
recognize your
was
face.
yeah, that was even before like he and I have talked on and off at that point, but I think like our friendship didn't pop off until like maybe 6 months after that.
There you
Yeah,
go. There you go. Maybe we should reach out to the chat. Hold on. Who's
yeah.
here? Under
That's what I
Cold?
was just about to do.
yeah,
Undercold,
yeah,
yeah. Sean Bowden, Undercold, Son of a Merc, Clutch the God, Alejandro, and Charmcraft. And then we got Shiny Vert. Everyone saying hello to everybody. That's awesome. Alejandro saying 100 to the comments. Good old Sabo Gonzo.
yeah.
What's up, Gonzo? And Javi says Undercold.
Did
Son
you
of a
guys?
Merc says it is a grind, but worth it. Shiny Verted, especially with the past few weeks, comments have gotten nuts. Yes, especially with the content Vert's doing right now, because he's doing a lot of commentary stuff.
Oh yeah.
Commentary channels are
That's what.
they're
Yep.
getting the views and clicks right now, but the comments are in like we were talking about it. We're going to get into the prismatic evolution stuff. It's so divisive right now with what's going
Mhm.
on. And I guess I'll start my take on it. We might as well talk about it. The chat wants. It looks like people want to hear our takes on
Yep.
prismatic evolution, from scalpers to investors to content creators to buyers to collectors. Here's my take. I'm gonna make it very simple. It's the simplest thing I can do. We are all to blame. All of us have a role to play in this, and we all failed, in my opinion, in doing it for prismatic evolution. Investors do what they always do, but because the set is so hyped, there's so many new people watching them, and I think that's their part. Buyers, I think buyers are probably the most guilty at the moment, and it's only because it's pre-release. Like the set's not even officially released yet, and the channel on Whatnot just like 2 weeks ago that got suspended that everyone was very happy about. They I blame them a little bit because they were selling it early, but the buyers
Yeah.
are a big factor to all of this as well, because they are telling people we are okay with this price.
Mhm.
Especially when they put, because especially that guy, because he did everything for bid, so it was all for auction. when an ETB goes for $900 and people are and they're the ones setting that price, that plays a role. The trolls that did the shill bidding and fake bids on the Umbreon PSA 10s or the raw Umbreons in general, all of content creators, every time we talk about it, we're building hype for something. Collectors like myself, where I'm hyping it myself and I want it. I tell people how much I want this set, but I can't get my hands on it either. But the emotion behind it is something there. We all scalpers, and of course there's the scalpers. We know what role they're playing. Everyone has talked about it a million times. But the fact that no one is like, and there's people saying we are all to blame, but no one is listening unless they hear that specific thing that they want to hear. And then when I say someone else is also to blame, they get very upset. And I think that's why the comment sections are so fucking upset right now. But this is my take, and this is what I want everyone to hear. We are all to blame, not just one set over another. We all share equal parts. That's my thought and takeaway on this right now.
Yep. 100% true. 100% true. Like even me today, I was like, if I can get my hands on some prismatic and for this chat, that'd be sweet. But like you said, it's just that's another person trying to hunt, you know.
Yeah, I don't have any. I missed all the pre-orders, and that's fine.
Yeah, me too.
And it's not saying I'm going to take a knee on this set, like Opossum Bud. He said he might take a knee, but this is my take. Is I'm taking a half a knee. I'm not going down on both knees and gargling prismatic. I'm going to take a knee and wait. I will be on the prowl. I'll be on the hunt for it in retail only for this set. I'm not paying these early bird prices. I'm just not. If I find in the wild at retail, I'll pick it up more 100%. But I'm not going to pay these prices for, like, unfortunately, because I do like buying from my friends. I do like buying from Chris Pie. I do like buying from Jay's Corner from time to time. But I don't, and I'm not saying, and just like I said, we're all part of the problem. They're resellers. They're part of the problem. That's right. Fuck you, Joey. But that's my stance and that's my takeaway. I didn't see. Some people agree with me. It looks like most of you guys do. What up, Clutch? Shay Sean, everyone saying hello. Car Party was just the best. Bought our niece a ticket to go with us. That's awesome, Charm. Can't wait to meet you guys there. Charm saying preach Gonzo. I don't have a role in this as Clutch. Clutch is the worst. Clutch is it. I'll take the blame, says Son of a Merc. Shiny Vert says this motherfucker spitting. He's spitting. Hell yeah, facts, brother. Oh, thanks, guys. Don't clip any of this and show it to Rock Sandy or
make a video out of you.
Awesome. They'll all make videos out of me. He's being too positive. And that's it. Oh, I saw that comment once. You guys are too positive. This is bullshit. I'm like, hold on. Why can't okay, that's another rant. Javi, I want to hear your take.
I like your thought. I like your thought a lot because my local game store that I post about all the time, right?
Yeah. Was it Ice and Fire?
Yeah, Fire and Ice.
Fire and Ice, yeah.
I heard they're gonna have ETBs, but they're $130.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not willing to pay 3 digits for a set.
And what's MSRP? Like 55, 60?
Retail is 55.60. Yeah, for a special set, it's like $59.99 on average.
So I'm like,
even Walmart. Someone in Deep Pocket Monsters Discord the other night. So even Walmart's getting ahead of some of these people. They were selling stuff on pre-order for $80 for an ETB. I'm like, what the? And I was like, no, that can't be right. Look at the seller. And he sent a screenshot. And it's sold by Walmart. I'm like, that's nuts. Like even Walmart is like, no, we're getting fucked by our distributor too. We want ours. Like that's crazy.
So, I mean, I only got my hands on 2 Pokemon Center ATVs, and basically nothing else.
Oh, so you were
from the site? Yeah, from the site.
Cool.
I was like, I just want 2, and then all of a sudden, just craze just blew up.
Yeah, like, it was, and it's happening and so now that we talked about like how we feel about everyone pointing fingers at everyone, how do you feel about Pokemon putting out that statement today?
I saw that
about them printing more product.
and I saw two different sides of it.
Okay.
One was like, great, thank you for responding to us. You heard our
Mm,
complaints, this and that. And the other side was, hey, this is still a problem because you let it get to this point. You should even have to be giving a answer to all these problems,
mm.
this and that. So I'm kind of torn. I hear where both sides are coming from. I kind of lean towards the side of, hey, thank you for responding to us, blah blah
Right.
blah. But yeah,
I
tough
so
one.
the way I've seen that comment too of like it's your fault you let it get this way. I've been in this hobby since I was 10 years old. And they what Pokemon will do is they're in its and what's gonna happen is not a journey together, but like probably the next set after that, or either the Team Rocket set or the Black and White set is going to get printed so heavy because they're like, okay, this is what they want. Let's print it so hard, and they're going to print it, and then there's going to be too much of it. So what how they print is how we buy.
Mhm.
So Scarlet and Violet, there's been many people saying Scarlet and Violet is the worst era ever, which I disagree with. I think it's one of the best. Um, so we're buying Surging Sparks, it's going up. So what like they're gonna print to what the sales are showing, what the numbers are showing. If the numbers are showing this, they're not gonna print this, they're gonna print this. So even though the demand is this, they don't see those numbers. Yes, they have the pre-orders, they have everything else, they have people saying they want it. They can see what we want, they can see the demand, but on a business standpoint, they're doing what they always do and they print to what their numbers are and what they have seen in the past. The other half I've been seeing of this is just fucking stupid. Like some people understand like yeah that's awesome, but it's not we're not going to see it right away. We're not going to see it in a month, we're not going to see it in a week, we're not going to see it tomorrow just because they said they're printing more cards. The new people in the hobby are like yeah we're going to get it, we're going to get it real soon. We're not.
Yeah, no.
We're going to see in about 3 to 4 months, because you got to remember they're not just printing cards, they have to remake new packs to put them in,
Mhm.
new ETB boxes, new dice for those ETBs, new deck dividers for those ETBs, new booklets for those ETBs. They have to make new text stickers. They have to make new cases for those text stickers, new posters. Everything that they need to make is more than just cards and packs. And I think that's what people don't understand. Like, so we're going to get that in about 3 to 4 months. And I don't think there's going to be there will be a price change. We've already seen price changes because they put out that notice. But we're not going to see a major price change until like a month or two after that, when the the prints start coming out in their waves and we can get product readily available at Target
Yep.
and Walmart.
Yeah, I think that's what
So
some people in the chat are
so
saying.
we still need to be patient. Yeah.
Exactly. I think
Yeah.
I told somebody said, "Oh, I want to get back into the game like just like 2 weeks ago or a week ago."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Honestly, it's going to take about like what you said, a month or two to settle down. The
Yeah.
hype, the pricing is through the roof right now. It's going to take a couple months before everything settles down. So,
Yeah.
just be ready, be ready."
Um, I just saw a comment I wanted to read really quick. Sean Bowden says, a friend of mine who owns a game shop in Kansas, he requested $800 worth of prismatic. He only got $50 worth of it. He only got one ETB. And that's a common story we're hearing from other people. This is what we need. People don't want them to mass print it because they care about the value. I'm a collector, so I hope they do mass print it. That's how I feel. As a collector, I do want it. And I can understand if you're an investor or a reseller or even a scalper, like why you don't want that to happen, because then the prices will go down. Um, and then son of a merc, should I even try to go to a big box store tomorrow? I wouldn't. It's not worth it. Shiny Vert has a question for us. Do y'all think there's any world where the Pokemon company wanted this to happen and planned for the demand to be buyer than supply? No, I don't think so. I think they have the finger on the pulse of the community and they're watching everybody, but I don't to them planning it out to have such a low or such a high demand with low print. I think that's just bad business if that ever came out.
They
To be
probably did
true.
the opposite. They probably thought they were printing a lot, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden they're like, "Oh, we're
Yeah,
short.
because they
We're
even did
short."
multiple waves of the pre-orders. Like I remember, like, oh, the pre-orders are sold out. Then like a day later, okay, they're back up. Oh, they're gone again. Yeah, so it's back and forth. R&D, our target put a sign up limiting 2 people per day per that's not going to stop anybody. They're just going to go out and put on a sweater, put on a fake mustache. I'm going to shave my beard. Like that's not going to stop people. I think Charmcraft says, I think it will be after the summer, honestly, for the reprint for every other set we have coming. I agree. I think we're not going to see those mass reprints until early to midsummer. Yeah. Trainer Glenn says, Kelly Gang, hello, everybody. Don't forget, guys, if you guys want to make a real controversial statement or a statement you really want us to see, or even have a question you want us to get to, the Q&A side is open if you want us to see that. And Top Champion Dog Owner does have a question for us. What do y'all think the artwork is going to look like? For what? I don't understand the
For the trainer
question.
set?
Yeah, for the trainer set or for Black and White or for Team Rocket? Because we do know what Prismatic Evolution is going to look like. We do know what Journey Together is going to look like. I think Team Rocket is going to look a lot like Journey Together. Black and White, it's hard to say what it's going to look like because they could either go back to black and white looking cards or they could just do a whole new artwork. It's hard to say, but they've been pretty consistent that like even though they're going from set to set, the artwork they still want the artwork to look the same on average or to have a story to tell.
I think they might just look a little bit like darker. Like if they bring back dark Pokemon, it might be like
that would be awesome.
A darker setting or darker looking. But
yeah,
we already had trainers with Pokemon before in a Sword and Shield. So
Charmcraft has a statement or a question, and I just saw it in chat, so I'll put it up. I did hear they wanted to try pull rates like One Piece. Have you heard of that? I have not heard of that. And I think that if they did that, that would kill the Pokemon. I think it would kill a lot of people's interest in it because people already pay a lot of money to get these packs. And One Piece has a lot of players and collectors too. It's very, very popular game. But their cards won't, just because they'll change the pull rates doesn't necessarily mean they'll make the cards worth more money. Look at the Sleepy Tyranitar and Empoleon from Battle Styles. Extremely hard to pull, but very easy to buy in secondhand market. I don't think that the only way that would change is if they added another rarity, and it would be like a signature from the artist of the card. I think that's the only time they would do a One Piece pull rate, and I think that's the only time it would be like virtually accepted in the Pokemon community because the cards have been going on for almost 25 years or over 25 years because celebrations. To change something like that so drastically as pull rates, I think it would make a lot of people mad. I have not heard of that though. That's an interesting rumor, something to look into.
Me either.
Sean Bowden says, with all the big spikes happening in Pokemon, when and how hard do you think the crash will be? Oh, the crash is going to be hard for some, not for everyone, but for some. The people that are going in, buying $5 to $6 grand, going into complete debt with their credit cards, it's going to be hard on them when they don't know how to sell the product properly or don't know how to talk to people or think that this is what it's always going to be like, because it's not. It is going to pop. It is going to fall. So it'll be hard for them, not for everyone. And when will it be? I personally think it might be after the Black and White set. I think this bubble will be around for at least 3 to 4 sets, and then it will go to Japanese because people are going to be so focused on English that Japanese is going to be available. Then it's going to move back over to Japanese. I think probably after the Black and White set is when we would start to see legitimate people in the hobby again and some people leaving.
I feel like it's like 2021, 22, where things booming. All the Sword and Shield sets are popping off. They're all good sets. And then it just comes down,
Oh my God, it's my boyfriend's wife. Hi, version. Hi, Virginia. How you doing? Um, Clutch the God says, saw bro running down the street. Shake my head for what? Why are we running? I don't like to run. Sounds like
Chris,
pretty plausible. Clutch. What did Clutch say? I saw Vert today with a cart full prismatic. Okay, I get it. Um, yeah, Clutch the God says once they start printing more and more, scalpers are gonna panic, and that's what happened in 2022. They saw the numbers that were being bought up because of Shining Fates, Champions Path, Vivid Voltage. They saw the numbers, so they printed more, so it was more available. So the scalpers left because the money wasn't there anymore, and then the numbers started going down, and like it's always going to do this, like,
yeah.
and it's and when it pops in another 3 to 4 years, a set comes out that hypes people up again. It's gonna happen again, and we're all gonna start pointing fingers at each other again.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a nasty cycle. I just hate that we're like people are literally losing friendships over this because no one wants to have a conversation. Um, Alejandro wants to know: do you guys have a favorite Scarlet and Violet set so far? No specialty sets. You can go this one first.
Ooh. Let me look at some sets that I have right here.
Oh, you have
This
to
is my
look.
my giveaway stack that I'm doing
Fine.
Sunday.
If you got to do research, I got it. Mine is Temporal Forces is one of mine because they got my
That one?
Long Net Boy Raging Bolt.
You like it?
Um,
Yep.
and oh man, I was just talking shit. They got to do research. I can't think of the name right now. The set with Raichu, of course.
Oh, is that
Um,
Paldea or no?
yeah, Paldea. Um, it's like it was the third set.
So not Paldea evolved.
Yeah,
Is it?
Paldea.
Oh, it
Evolved.
is. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought you said
The
from
sleepy, the
Paldea.
sleepy Raichu, the sleepy
Yeah,
Raichu.
sleep. Yeah. Oh my god, I don't know why I had such a brain fart on that one.
That set
Paldea
is
Evolved.
that set is sweet.
Yeah, Paldea Evolved. And Temporal Forces. Um, those are probably my.
I gotta go.
I like that. I like those sets.
This is probably my favorite set right here. Surging
Surging
Sparks.
Sparks is also really
It's
good.
good.
Yeah,
It's
I like it.
solid.
I have nothing against it.
I do like temporal. Temporal's good.
Chris Pye says, that beard is getting thick. Yeah, it is. Once they start to paint, okay, I already read that. Vert says, but when, let me see.
My apologies for this. I don't know if my camera's laggy or what, but I have to
I
live
don't,
with it. I have
I
to
don't,
live with it.
I
Okay,
don't see
good.
the lag.
All right.
Um, but then what about this? They start printing insane. What if the quality control gets terrible? Then PSA 10's gonna be wild. Yeah, that's gonna happen
That
too.
happens. Yeah,
It
that happens.
happened. It did happen. It happened with the last time they printed to demand like this. And we already know quality control isn't the best. We have people showing
Already.
off cards that have half a card on another card already. Yeah, the QA is always going to be garbage in my opinion. But yeah,
English.
the tens are going to go wild in a minute. Some of the cards are already going wild because of the boom. I'm thinking about selling my Beckett 9.5 Umbreon.
Your Moonbreon?
Yeah, because it's two last sold on eBay was 2,700. I could use that money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd take it. If you guys want that Beckett 9.5, a 2 point, I'll take it for 2.5. All right. I'll sell it for 2.5K. Chris is doing the break of it tomorrow. Chris, I'll shell out Chris for I'll shill Chris for a second. He probably has the best prices I've seen online for packs for $12. It's still a lot for a brand new set, but $12 is better than 20.
I was gonna show up this 10 Mew. Isn't one of these the cards that are like just
To
I don't know
enter the
what's going on with
giveaway.
it?
Enter the giveaway.
To enter the giveaway.
Yeah.
How much is I don't even
And Paradox Rift are underrated, says Chris Pye. Just the singles. There's also a boom in singles too. It's on and off. Yeah, singles are so weird to follow sometimes. I hope there's a boom with jumbo cards so I can keep all of mine. Yeah. I thought about grading a jumbo card just to grade it. And I think I might go with this one. Obviously, it's a Raichu, so I want to do it. But it's pretty well centered. The back's not messed up. So it's like, yeah, why not? But then I was like, I don't want to pay for that shipping and because it's a big card. But I think it'd be funny to just get a jumbo card graded one day because they grade them.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. What else did I see? Shiny Vert says Clutch makes paper airplanes out of jumbo cards and holds annual competitions for local kids. I let the kids throw them at the board like ninja stars. Stellar Crown and Twilight Masquerade are amazing. Stellar Crown is top 5 for me right now. I'll admit that. That's a really good pack. Rev at $4 a pack today was awesome to see. I was in and out of his stream today. Yeah, so I didn't see that.
I was busy.
Bro's flexing all his 10s, says Clutch.
All 2 of mine.
Yeah. Hey man, it's if you got it, why not? Show the peasants why you're an elitist and they're not. I want to give them away, but shipping on jumbo suck. Yeah, because you have to put them in the larger boxes. From Charcraft from the Q&A side says, so on our channel, we master and love every Scarlet and Violet set. Other than 151, what's y'all's favorites? It's not 151. 151 is not even in my top 10 of Scarlet and Violet. Yeah. I have a lot of thoughts on 151, but it's fine. It did what it's supposed to do and bring people back to the hobby, but it's not for me. My favorite set, we kind of answered it. It's Paradox Rift, Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade, Stellar Crown. Those are my favorite sets so far.
And I said Surging Sparks. That's like one of the only sets that I'm mastering right now.
Yeah.
Out of all, I mean, I got boxes of every set, but that's the one I'm like, let me try to master this one. I like it.
I do like Rebel Clash over 151, Clutch. Fight me. Son of a Merc says, I want an Evolution jumbo set to frame the GX jumbos, the VMAXs, the Dark Sylveon. We still need a Leafeon. Yeah, those are cool. Like having a set of jumbo cards would be awesome to see, especially as an art piece, like the Justice League thing behind me. I think that'd be cool.
I'll be tight.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna unsub, says Clutch. That's you have free will for a reason, but you'll never get feet pics from me again. Just saying. But let's get back to you a little bit since you are the guest. Yeah. How did you start collecting?
Easy question for me, but good question. So, as most of you probably don't know, you see this scar on my head.
No,
it was from an apparatus or a tool for brain surgery. So I got my hair really short. I cut my hair really short so that they can see, do their surgery stuff, whatever. And I guess one of the apparatuses kind of dug into my skin too much and left a mark. But if I turn around, the scar in the back of my head, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll try my best.
Yeah, it goes straight up and down.
Yeah, this one?
Yeah.
So that's where I had brain surgery. And it was about 3.5 years ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, my right side, both my leg and my arm were like kind of affected, like nerve wise, like mobility.
Right.
And I had like, I don't know how to explain it, like not dizziness, but just like off balance a lot because my cerebellum was like affected. I don't know. It was crazy. So I had to deal with that for a long time. And as a result, I was like almost bedridden, just laying there recovering. And so what did I do? I brought out my phone. And I believe maybe a year before that was when Leonhardt pulled like a first edition Charizard. And I saw that video on Facebook of all places. I was like, are cards really that valuable nowadays? I'm like, what? So then I started going through that rabbit hole. Then I saw PokeRev. I was keep going to that rabbit hole. Then I found like all you guys, Pat, and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was recovering, I was like, you know what? This is one thing I can still do. I can get cards. I can collect cards. I can open packs. I can't do the sports and all the athletic stuff that I like to do before.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can do this stuff. And so I did 1 year, like as I was recovering, I was like, feeling better. I was like, let me get some packs to open up. And the first ETB that I got was the Celebrations ETB. And my wife was like, I couldn't find the CTB anywhere. I was like, oh, you found one of them. That's better than nothing. Yeah, it's better than nothing. And opened it up. Let me grab it behind me. The first pack ever that I opened up. Right here. First pack ever, no lie. Even got it pedigreed at the top. It says first pack ever. I don't know if you can read it.
No, reading's hard.
Yeah.
Oh, the altered art.
Yeah. And I thought it was a full art. I didn't really know the hobby too well. I thought it was a full art.
Yeah.
So after that probably helped me in my cause to like keep going and keep collecting.
Yeah.
But ever since then, just started opening packs, getting cards, and then when I went to card party number 1, I got kind of like motivation to like, let me just try to create content, and then just went from there.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude.
Pretty cool.
Son of a Merc wants to know, did you have the full setup like Willy Wonka where you have to tighten the bolts on the side?
Oh, no. I don't know what they did. All I know, it was like what was it? Like 7-hour surgery, something like that.
Oh, damn.
I just remember going into the room, going to sleep, waking up, couldn't lift my arm, but I was like in the recovery room, and I was like, oh. You guys are done, and it's dark.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I'm glad you're still here because that sounds scary.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. How was Card Party 2 for you? Since Card Party 1 was that push you needed, how was Card Party 2? Because at that point you've been creating content for at least a year. You became really good friends with R&D Pokemoners and his kid writer. You met so many other content creators there. We saw a lot of shorts and reels and stories. Right. How was Card Party 2 for you at that point?
So at that point, basically going from 0 subs at Card Party 1 to like 900 Card Party 2. But as a result, because like you said, you came as a creator this time, not as just a invitee or whatever. I was probably the most busy 3-day stretch that I was like, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, either wanted to film something, but I couldn't. And then someone else wanted to grab me. Like, can you do this short with me? I was like, yeah, sure. And I felt like I was being like pulled constantly at different directions. It was
that's how Card Party 2 was for me. It was such a blur. Like I remember signing stuff at the table, doing my signing. With Ian, and Opossum Bud came to hang out with us for a little bit. Then Opossum Bud and I did our video. Luckily, we were able to get it done. And then that whole weekend, me and Powder were like, "Hey, let's try to link up. Let's try to knock." Because Powder and I had a video idea going on, but like every time I was like, "All right, I'm clear. Let's try to meet up." He was like, "I'm busy." I was like,
exactly.
He's like, "I got pulled to do this." I'm like, "Okay." And then he would do the same, like, "Hey, I'm clear. Let's go do this." I'm like, "I'm busy. I don't know what to do." So now he and I are planning to do something, even if it's not at Card Party. We are like, he and I have such good chemistry with even outside of Pokemon because we have other hobbies that we are interested together. But the fact that Powder is willing to take constructive criticism, not just to heart and be like, "Oh man, fuck you guys, that hurts." He's like, "Okay, what can I do to make it better?" And I think that's why Powder, his content has gotten so much better. Excuse me, in the last like couple months. Poketrive, thank you for the 1 month. Have I really been paying for this for a month? Ew. At least I don't have a sleeping bag in the back of my chair. But yeah, Card Party 2 is nuts, and I'm so excited for Card Party 3 for East and West. I am going to both. I do not know if I'm going to be a featured creator or not. I haven't even seen anything about it, but it's coming up, and I'm ready to talk to you guys about it if or when it happens.
I did put my I did get tickets for Car Party 1 and 2, or North and what is it?
North
West
and
and
West.
East. There
Yeah,
we go. East what? Yeah, both of them.
yeah.
um, but I kind of want to make a concerted effort to not have too much plans because I felt like I wanted to do so many things and I just
That was
was
my problem. Like,
too much to do.
yeah, that was my Car Party 1. I was like, I'm a new guy. No one's going to know me. It's going to be easy to make content. And it was. Car Party 2, I was like, yeah, I had an easy time. I can make content. I'm still a small guy. That's not what happened at all.
Yeah.
Um, so Car Party 3 for East and West, I do plan on making a video for at least each event. Um, but I want to make it smaller or easier to do, so I don't get pulled into 18 different directions while I'm trying to do it. But that's the goal at least. So who knows what will happen from there. Clutch the God says, what kind of collector is Javier?
Yeah, good question. So I don't know if you follow him. Probably some people in the chat don't follow me on Instagram, but I like to attend actual TCG events. So I've gone to Sacramento Regional twice the last 2 years.
Mm.
I know a lot of the players nowadays who like are in that scene, like who compete and play like at a high level. And so I've been learning from them. You know, I'm just more observing the game. I know how to play, but I have not like played it a lot yet.
Right.
I have some decks made. They're probably not up to par yet. Like every set comes out, there's something to add to your deck. But other than that, I'm probably like 90% just collector and mostly a creator. Like I'll buy packs and I know like okay, this is gonna be a video. Let me just hold on to it and I'll open it on a video or on a stream. Or I don't just open cards just to like, oh, let me try to get something and I'm not gonna show anybody. I like plan stuff out and like yeah, that's kind of my attitude towards the game.
Yeah. So speaking of your live streams and giveaways and stuff like that, I saw one of your streams recently where you were giving away a booster box of Surging Sparks. Um, but I was busy. Like I was at a practice for my kid, so I couldn't. Like you were on mute for a lot of it, or just low volume. Was it one pack at a time was given away?
Like you said, I've been experimenting a lot.
Yes.
So I have done that before. I've did the one pack per winner. You can win as many times as you get lucky.
Okay.
And
Good.
then sometimes I'll do sometimes I'll do a Google form and I'm like, all right, you're gonna one time chance. If you get picked, you're out. Like you can't re-win again. So I've just been exploring here and there and trying to figure out, best way to do it. But
yeah. And then you also been dual streaming Instagram and YouTube with
sometimes,
your
sometimes, yeah.
How has the vertical stuff been treating you? Because I've seen some people love it. Like I get 14,000 views. I've gained 17,000 subs off vertical views, and other people like I got nothing.
Yeah.
I
feel like it's your first example is like if your stream is good, like let's say I'm opening a box, right?
Yeah.
It's probably gonna get, let's say, 50 viewers, which is a lot.
Yeah.
If you're doing vertical stream, that's a lot. And then let's say if you have a really good stream, vertical, you might get like 1,000 views just after it reposts. It's like it seems like a lot.
That's crazy.
But when I do, go ahead.
Because I was gonna say because I took a screenshot of one creator that I follow and I sent it to a buddy. I'm like, these have to be fucking bots, right? Like just look at these numbers. They're so inconsistent all over the place. And they're like, no, they're vertical. Those numbers are like that because of vertical. I'm like, hold on, what? So they had explained it to me like, no, they're not buying bots. They're bots. Their content isn't getting pushed out, but because YouTube is trying to get everyone from TikTok over to YouTube because of the ban, they're like, hey, come over here instead of these other platforms. They're pushing the heck out of vertical live streams right now. I'm like, oh, is that why I keep getting a homeless dude in a Tesla like keep showing up on my shorts when I'm scrolling. They're like, yeah. I
Exactly.
was like, I don't want
Or
to
like
watch
some people like fishing or something. It's like,
yeah, well, like
what?
what?
What is it?
That's not a that's not a trubbish. That's a dude trying to get
Yeah,
a
yeah.
cheeseburger out of a trash can.
Yeah, so I'm
Like,
assuming
okay,
it's that. I'm assuming it's that, and
yeah.
most of the time it's like, okay, like you might even it depends on what you're doing, but yeah, I would say on average you might get about 30 viewers to 50, which is
So
pretty good. Pretty good.
vertical's been good to you.
Oh yeah.
Good night, Trev. Have a good night, man.
Night,
Thank you
man.
for being a Mullet Mob member for a month. Yeah,
Travis on the East Coast, right?
yeah, he's
New
Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Jersey.
I will miss my Chinese spy following me, says Sean Bowden. Because with TikTok. Hey, don't worry, they'll still be around. They're on a different
Yeah, I
they're just
heard.
on a different app in the background.
I heard.
So how like lately you've been doing a follow me here and follow this person to enter a giveaway. Why is that one so important to you? Because I'm going to be transparent really quick. When you did it for me, you're like, hey,
Yeah.
like I'm going to do this for a giveaway. And for this, I'm like, okay, don't do that. I don't want to be a part of it. Because I'm very much like, if they want to come to my channel, let them come to my channel. If they come from raids and stick around, that's awesome. But if I have nothing to do with the giveaway, like if I was a part of the giveaway and I was giving something to you to add to it, I can understand. But I was like, no, like I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here.
Exactly.
Why is that portion so important to you for the giveaway to get other people to check out other channels?
Well, like I told you, and I'll explain better into the chat.
Yes, that was the point of the question.
I don't just support random people.
Right.
Like I support friends or people that I've met. Like one was R&D, one was
Yes.
Jackalope, one was you. Like the people that are like more either I've met or that I'm friends with. Well, all of you guys I've met.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like I'm not going to try to do that all the time. It's just like, are we, am I at that level with you to like, let me give you a little push a little bit, or let me just try to, help a friend out. It kind of gives other people incentive too. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like if I just do a giveaway and say, hey, just sub to me and you're going to enter to win, like comment down
Right.
below. I feel like that's number one. It invites a lot of bots. So it's like an easy way to enter, and you're gonna get just random bots and random people. So I don't want, it's still gonna happen no matter what, but I don't want that too much. And so like I don't know if you noticed, they'll be like, okay, say this code word and subscribe to this person. So I don't know. I'm doing like multiple layers, and then hopefully that weeds out some of the bots. And
Ricky says, "I'm a bot, Javi."
Ricky, he said, "I'm not a bot."
No, he's a bot. He's 100% a bot.
He's a bot.
He's in the line. He's in the target line right now, trying to get Prismatic as a
restock. Are you you're at your third target? You're at your third target.
Yeah, he's definitely a bot.
But yeah, so I've only done, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 like that. I feel like it's been kind of, I mean, like, I get your point of view too. It's like, some other people are like, well, I'm not even active on the platform, like Jackalope, for example. Like, I haven't posted a video in a while. I was like, honestly, you're a good friend of mine. I just want to, have a little incentive, and then I'd rather support somebody that I know than versus nobody. So
yeah,
that's kind of where I was.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. Ricky says they didn't have very much Prismatic. It was 151 mostly, but the old lady took hours to stock. Yeah, because she was probably doing it to troll all you guys. There was, there's like 15 people in line when you posted that story. I get it. I'd troll. I'd do the same thing. Got these goddamn whippersnappers. All they want is this cardboard. I don't get it. This is the devil. I'm gonna take my time. That's literally how she sounded. And that's what she said. I was there. How's the scalper situation in your city?
I feel like it's pretty similar. I just got off the phone at almost 5 o'clock.
Jesus Christ. Sorry. Ricky said I was the 10th in line. By the time she finished, there was like 50.
Oh shoot! Wow. It
Taking a long
kind of
time is relative to whose time it is.
tying into what Ricky was saying. So I
Yeah.
called. I got a advice from GameStop. I was like,
Mm.
they're like, hey, call in advance. We're gonna see our allocation compared to our pre-orders, and if there's any extra, we'll let you know. Just give us a call.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just called them today at 5, and then the lady was like, yes, we will have some, but I heard that people are gonna be camping outside to
They're
get
already
them.
camping in over here. There's
And
a
I'm like,
GameStop
oh,
5 minutes.
okay.
Yeah, there's like 5 minutes away from me. There's a GameStop, a Target, and then if you get on the highway, there's another Target. There's a Walmart. Um, my mom drove by a Target over in her area, and she's like, "Why are these people?" She's like, she didn't send it to me. She sent it to the whole family. She's like, "Why are these people camping out? Like, what's going on?" I was like, "Oh, shiny cardboard." And my like, they're like, "What?" I'm like, "They're like, how? What the hell?" I'm like, "Yeah, Pokemon cards are very expensive again." She's like, "Oh, why?" I was like, "Yeah, the people are already camping out, and it's ridiculous."
Yep. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I'll I'll let you
Sean,
guys I'll let you guys know in like tomorrow and the next day, but
yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
Sean says, "Ricky, we all know you will push that old lady out of your way. Camping for cards is wild," says Katie. Yeah. Professor Metri says, "I went to GameStop yesterday and it was shut down forever." It was
I, w-
shut down. Oh
I
yeah,
went
yeah.
I went to one this past weekend and it was same thing. It
It was
wasn't there
closed.
anymore. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
I feel like my LGS is one that clears out my Walmart. It's a possibility. I don't see
Oh.
why.
Either that or people go to Walmart and sell it to your LGS and then LGS sells it for
Yeah. Virginia says, Metri, a few of our GameStop shut down too. It's wild. We had so the GameStop I was working at when I got out of the Navy shut down forever. Um, and then I went to a different location and I just like this isn't for me anymore. They're only giving me like 7 hours a week. But they just closed a second location. I think they closed three. So most of the locations that are still open are like strip mall locations. The mall ones are fucked. Malls are screwed. We had a Walmart leave our mall, so we know that one's about to get shut down, turned into apartments. Yeah. Some guy asked me why I was in line, and I said free tacos, and he got in line, and I had to tell him I was joking. I wonder how the GameStop is doing. Oh, the GameStop stock is doing. The GME. Yeah. It's nuts. Katie says, I called my GameStop today confirming I got two of each items. Forgot my sister wanted some. They were like one per membership card, but the manager was like, Katie gets what she wants. That's crazy. I got into a huge argument during Shining Fates because I made the pre-orders and I paid for the pre-orders. I paid for like I think it was like three of each item. I went to go pick them up and they're like, "Oh, we had to change the rules. It's two of each item." I'm like, I already paid for it though, so it's mine. You can't tell me what I already own." I was like, "Here's the receipt." And they're like, "Oh, we'll refund you." I'm like, "No, you won't. I want my items. I already paid for them. You can't tell me what I have to refund if I already paid for it." And the manager had to come out and she was like, "Well, no, that's the policy, so we have to abide by it." I was like, "I don't give a shit about your policy. I give a shit about the law. I paid for it. It's now mine. I have a receipt. If you want, we can call the police and I can show them my receipt and then you can give me the items." And they're like, "All right, we'll just call the police." So they came. The police legitimately came and they're like, "Hey, what's the problem?" I was like, "They don't want to give me the items I paid for." They're like, "What?" And they're like, "Well, it's the policy." They're like, "That's nice. Was that policy in effect
Yeah.
when he paid for it?" Clearly it wasn't, because there's items right here under a receipt. Give him this. He's like, he's like, and he doesn't want the refund, so you have to give it to him. They're like, "I ain't getting in trouble." And he's like, "Oh fuck." He's like, "If you want, I'll write you a fucking note." Like, that's stupid. Gonzo went full Karen. I did. Fuck yeah, I did. It was Shining Fate. Like, Shining Fates was prismatic at that time. I fucking paid for it. Give it to me. Like, I called dibs, motherfucker. My mail is dying. My mall is dying as well. Gonzin. Carano? Carano sounds better. I'll take Carano over Gonzin. Kids don't wear all black with seen hair and etnies and walk around the mall anymore. It's sad. um, but yeah, that was my experience with people. Like if you pay, like, it's not me being a Karen, it's me like, no, fuck you, I paid it, give it to me. And I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of Katie's stories of like, no, oh no, I like, and she says I got 2 of each item, so it sounds like she already paid for it. No, you paid for it. That's why I keep every pre-order receipt I ever get. So when they try to pull that shit, they're like, I was like, nope, I got the receipt. Receipts are everything. What the hell? My phone keeps going off.
I got a message from a GameStop employee.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty smart. Guy's pretty smart. So he works at a GameStop. He pre-ordered, you know, he's a super master setter guy. Like he plays any master set. And he was saying that, okay, he did his pre-orders at his store. He went to a local mall, pre-ordered over there, and then pre-ordered somewhere else too. He's in that scene, so he knows when everything is opening up, and he's kind of just like first to do everything.
Yeah.
So he was telling me, hey, I'm gonna hit up 3 stores that release day. I'm like, oh wow, all right.
Ricky says, Javi, I know him. In the Q&A side.
Oh yeah.
And then on the live chat, Professor Metri wants to know, Javi, what's been your motivation for 2024? You really popped off for the start to finish. Quality skyrocketed. Content was being pushed. Giveaways run. It takes a lot of momentum to do that.
What was my motivation?
Yeah.
Do you know what my motivation is?
To feed your family?
I saw what my sub count was a year ago. And I have the picture of it still. So I'll post it when the year hits. We're about 4 days short of it. I think it's 4 days short of it. And it was 100 subs a year ago.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what happens. I don't know if we'll get to 2,100. I don't know. But when I saw the counts were going up, and I was just like, let's just see how high it goes. Plus, I'm kind of the person where I like to give back to, or be generous, give back a lot. And I figured, well, December is going to be a great time for giveaways and stuff. So that's why all of December I started doing giveaways. I'm assuming all the your subs and falls were mostly because of that, but the number, like I think I was talking to who was I talking to? Somebody was like, well, sub counts are it's just a number. Like, I can have so many subs and it doesn't really matter to me. I was like, yeah, I mean, I get that. It's cool. Like early on, like we're saying, like, oh, we're barely at 2,000. That's pretty cool. But when you start getting a lot, sub counts don't really matter too much in the big picture. It's mostly about the views and the watch time and all that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, at least we have a documentation of like, okay, a year ago I was at 100, and this year I don't know. We're gonna find out. So I guess that's my motivation. Plus, I feel like I have the resources to make good content, and I kind of, I like everybody else. If you consume good content and you think you can replicate or get close to what they're doing, like try it. Like why not try it?
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. I've just been trying stuff out, and it's been working so far. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it's clearly working. You gained over 2,000 subs at this point.
Yeah.
Katie wants to know, have you seen the hit rates from Revs Live? I've not. I've been very in and out of the live today. I don't think every time I hopped in, he was talking. He wasn't opening packs. So I haven't seen him.
I haven't seen it. I heard that he opened 1,000 packs and got like 2 big hits, 2 SIRs or something. That was it. I was like, ooh.
Oh, I don't know.
Something like that.
Ricky, with 10 gifted subs. Thank you, thank you, Ricky, for the 10 gifted. Welcome to the Mullet Mob, everybody. Because of that, I missed okay. Ricky says, a year ago, me and Javi were the only ones on his Instagram live watching him pull the bubble Mew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made that. Remember that short I made? I made 2 shorts.
I don't.
So
I don't.
the day of when we pulled it, the day of, and then recently it just did a recap one with you were in there. Shout out to Ricky.
Yeah. Metri says, I know you're a lot bigger on shorts / lives. do you have plans for long form content or even short form live format? Do you have a direction you want to go besides in just general Pokemon collecting?
Well, Gonzo says it best every time he signs off. He says, collect how you want to collect, and I take it to
I'm
the
trying to
video
make merch of
content
that.
side. Yeah, the content side. I try to take that into account. I enjoy shorts and lives way more than I like long form videos. I feel like long form videos, I'm just sitting around. I'm doing something, but I'm just sitting around. I'm not having, I'm just either opening packs or I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I can do some kind of like, I don't know, history or I don't know. I feel like that's not my lane though. I feel like I just
I also feel like pack opening videos, they're not performing well anymore.
yeah.
If you're doing the pack opening live streams, those perform much better because there's the chat, there's that
Yeah.
live hype and anticipation, and then you're opening so much product that you don't need to do multiple videos opening product over the week. Um, I think Powder and Deep Pocket Monster and a lot of the other Super Duper Danny, Real Breaking Nate, and Professor Metri 100%. Like he won't agree with it, but I think he is part of the reason why so many creators now like they're involved in like Pokemon card space, but their content it involves cards. Their content is like this much cards.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it is storytelling or history or education.
Bingo.
And that's why I love Metri's videos because of it, because it's not only is it education about the cards that I'm very interested in, but the overall history of Pokemon. Like, because some of those cards, like the last video he did where like he talked about the 10 cards you never heard of, and some of the cards I legitimately never heard of because you had to either go to a specific event in Japan. You had to, like, one was an exercise event. Like, but that's crazy. I love that kind of content. I think storytelling is going to kick off in 2025 for Pokemon content creation if you're not an investment or commentary channel.
Yeah, like people ask sometimes like, "Oh, what's the good content to create?" I was like, "Well, honestly, I can open a pack. I can open a pack every day if I want to."
Yeah.
But it's the story behind it. Where did you find it? How much does it cost?
I don't think
Blah,
that's
blah,
what people
blah.
realize with powders,
Like
with
powder, yep.
Powder, Pat's, and Alex's
Alex?
shorts that they've been doing daily shorts of. They don't just be like, all right, day 7 of opening a pack until I get this hit.
Yeah.
No, they're telling you where they got it, what year the set came from, what their goals are. Like, there's something going on besides just like a pack. And again, that's because of storytelling. They're telling the story of why this pack is being opened. Yeah.
So that's why if you looked at my recent swords, it'll be like, "Hey, I found this on the floor." I mean, I didn't. Somebody didn't drop it per se, but it's more of a storytelling. Hey, it's fun. Get people in the comments something. Hey, somebody didn't drop this. You lied. I was like, "Is it?
It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's for entertainment. It's for entertainment."
Yeah.
But yeah. So I see a lot of I make a lot of those videos. I like those kind of videos. Hey, I found this at wherever. Disneyland was one of my videos. Yeah.
Yeah. He says in the form of short form content, do you have any sort of series you'd like to try?
Somebody told me the other day, I was at the card shop, and somebody was saying, "I like the series when you I had a title and it said, will it hit? It's simple, like found the pack, but will it hit?" And they were like, I guess there was like a daily, one of my daily challenges. And they're like, I like those videos that you were doing. I was like, oh, I didn't even know people were, eager or watching those videos. But I should make some more of those.
That's something that the viewers need to like. That's something that I guess you're right. Like that. How are we supposed to know you like it if all you're doing is hearting it or liking it? Because sometimes people like I'm guilty of it. Like I see my friend's stuff. I don't watch every single reel. I just heart it and move on.
Mhm.
But if you don't comment on it, how am I supposed to know that you're watching it?
Yeah.
Comments are the best way to know that you're watching something we're doing, and they help the algorithm so much better than just the heart or a like. Metri says, I think like the 10 rare card videos more than the I think like okay, hold on. I'm having a stroke reading this. I think like the 10 rare card video more than the EX one. I think I people were generally amazed to see some cards that literally nobody's ever seen before. Yeah. And that was also a big thing. Like I've been, like I said, I've been in the hobby since I was 10. I've seen a handful of those cards he showed off, but there were still cards I legitimately never seen before. And I've seen dozens of these top 10 cards you've never seen before.
Mm.
Like Mystic did one.
Mm.
Some other people that I watch that normally aren't, they're in the VGC side, the video game side mostly. They've done it before. And a lot of those cards, I'm like, I've seen them. Like if you, but I understand those videos also aren't meant for me. They're meant for like the newer people, which isn't like, it's still fun. I still liked both of them. R&D says, I miss Metri's shorts reels of Pokemon pack knowledge. They okay, so here's some behind the scenes on Metri stuff that he probably won't talk about. He can, but he's not here in live with me. The reason why he stopped doing them is they weren't just like, hey, I'm gonna film some stuff, I'm gonna cut it together. He was literally making everything from scratch, and they took a lot longer than he expected, and he just ran out of time. Like
And
for
if
a
it's
lot
and
of
if it's
stuff.
a
It
40
was really good though.
if
It
it's
was
a 40
amazing.
second video, it's a lot of work sometimes.
Yeah, it was.
Especially
He
for
knows we love that content. I love
quality that he does. Yeah, the quality that he does, it takes a long time.
it's really good. Um, Professor Metri did respond to Zach though. I know Zach. I lost momentum and then stopped. I plan to really ramp up content after my wedding. Oh yeah, he's also getting married.
Hey,
I forgot
congrats.
about that. Congrats. Thanks for the invite.
Nice.
I'm just kidding, man.
I
He
want to go.
knows.
I want to go to New York. Where's my invite?
Yeah. Um, this is what. Yeah, you can really tell a lot of love and effort goes into Metri's content. Yeah, absolutely. I will never disagree with that, unless he gets mad at me. Then I will disagree. But the amount of work he puts into it, like he will send multiple versions of that video to the critical hit team and have us and critique it for us. And he'd be like, okay, well, what about this? And we've been doing that for like the past couple of days with people's thumbnails too in the group. Like, okay, what about this? What about this? Um, and I think that that helps Metri because he understands, like, okay, there are my friends, but they're being honest with me. Yeah. And that's a lot of stuff going on right now too in the community. Like your friends, like, yes, we're friends, but there's so many people just saying yes to people. Like, no, just it's okay to say no. It's okay to say I don't get it. I don't understand it. That's not for me. Because that it helps you grow. Just because someone said yes doesn't mean it is good. Sometimes they just want to say yes to make you feel better. But yeah, but Metri stuff, I'll glaze Metri all day with his content. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Ricky wants to know, I don't know if this is a question was asked, but Javi, what are your goals for 2025? They were not.
I only have one goal. I only have one goal. I did, what was it, last year? That right before the new year, I got channel memberships unlocked.
Yes.
But I did not get monetization unlocked. People think like, oh, you got monetization, you're good to go. But no.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta,
I don't have monetization either. We have members, but we don't have ads. We don't have ad revenue. That's the big difference. Yeah. But even if we did get ad revenue, we're so small, we'll get like $2 if
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's just the goal for 2025. Just monetization. But no sub count goal, no nothing like that. Just
after Card Party, my because of how often I post pre-made content, long form content, how often I was streaming because of school, my hours dropped. So I have to get those hours back now. Because that's another thing people don't get. Like, if the watch hours are there, but once you get a goal, they're not going to take it away. Like, so I got to the 3,000 watch hours. I got memberships. It dropped under 3,000, and I still have memberships, and I'm so thankful I do. Again, thank you, members. You guys are amazing. But because of that, now I have to work harder again to get to 4,000 to get to that. But Sean Bowden wants to know in the Q&A side, what is the most underrated Pokemon and why is it Psyduck? It's not Psyduck. The most underrated Pokemon is Raichu. And why? Because I said so.
Done.
What's your most underrated Pokemon?
Oh man. Is it basic or is it stage 1 or just can I pick whatever I want?
Whatever you want. It's yours. He didn't say anything. Son of a Merc says Sableye.
Sableye is good. I feel like it's got to be like a zero evolution Pokemon, kind of like Mewtwo or Mew, but those aren't.
No, there's no way. If
I'm just saying, like
answers, I would end the stream.
No. Yeah, no.
Out and not in front of all these people.
I feel like it's like either like a basic or like no evolutions tied to it. Dang it. I don't know. I have no idea. Man. Trying to look at stuff around me.
Lost Hero Games. Hello, everyone. How you doing? Everyone saying hello to LHG.
Psyduck is very strong, by the way. I don't know if you watched the early anime shows anyways.
Or the Detective Pikachu movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, it was what so we've seen you make content of like, hey, if you want to enter this giveaway, sub to me, sub to this person, do a code word. We've seen you like, hey, will this pack hit? We've seen you opening packs with your daughter, with your wife, going to Disneyland opening packs.
Finding stuff on the floor.
Yeah. If you could change any of those styles, which one would you change?
I kind of like. I feel like me and my daughter can be a little bit different right now. She's kind of at the point where she can probably get used to doing something different.
Mm-hmm.
At first, we were just opening packs, maybe do like a pack battle, and then be in a room or something and be done with it.
Yeah.
But I feel like now she kind of is getting the idea. She's getting a little bit older. Maybe we can start exploring like changing that up a little bit. Because I told you guys, I don't
like challenge videos against your daughter, like whoever wins.
That's not a bad idea.
Card. I like that thing that Pat does, where his son is his rival.
Yeah,
the Hidden Fate.
Like I'm holding this card hostage.
Yes, because it essentially makes his son a character in the stories that he's doing. Like makes him the bad guy, makes him the villain.
Not a bad idea.
What would you do different to stand out from Pat and his kid being a rival for you and your daughter? Would you have her be team up with you? Like, how would you make that stand out?
I might, if I had, no rules and everybody was following my direction, right? Because I don't know, with kids, they have their own mind. They can do something totally different. Yeah. But ideally, I would have her and her mom paired up. And I'll be like, all right, we're going to do a whatever challenge against each other, you two versus me.
Right.
And then have her like a little more like, hey, I'll tell my wife, like, make her a little bit more like in the spotlight, like let her make the decisions if possible. Give her guidance.
Boss, and you're the henchman.
Yeah, give her some guidance if she's a little off, but I'll let you two handle that stuff and I'll do my part.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. I don't know if she's old enough to like get to that point. She's right there. She's smart. She's 5.5. She's smart. Yeah.
Son of a Merc says, bust open the door and steal her packs.
Steal her packs. Dude.
How does your wife feel about you doing all of this now?
She's fine with it. She's open with it. I get her in there once in a while. Mm-hmm. I think the last one she was in was like a pack battle me and her did at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Because if you noticed,
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you notice, she's not really been in like a lot of videos
Mhm.
recently. I can tell like that's just she says like that's your hobby. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get too involved in that. If you want me to be in there, great. If not, you can just do whatever you want to do. I was like, okay, that's fine.
That's pretty much what my
Yeah.
wife said to me earlier today. Because she's like, I got into Pokemon because of you. Like, I don't love it like you do, but I understand it. I like it. I have fun with it. And that's why every once in a while she'll pop in on a stream and open up some packs with me. But she doesn't want to be. She doesn't want to keep doing it like I do.
Yeah. Exactly. Same thing.
How when you had the conversation with her though, like, hey, I want to start. I want to start content creating, doing Pokemon stuff. Well, how was that conversation?
Well, it's kind of like I wouldn't say organic, but it wasn't like planned either. Because, like I
Yeah.
said, she got the ATB for me. I was
Mhm.
like, I was stuck in bed, and she got. I think it was for my birthday or something. I wasn't, couldn't really move at all.
Right.
So she was helping me out with it. She got the ATB. She was helping me out because I can barely move my right. I mean, I can move it, but I just like it was weird holding cards with my right hand. So she's like started off like helping me, like, let's open some packs together. I wanted to do it personally, but she was there to help me out. And then it kind of got to the point where like, hey, I think I can do this. I want to do this. I can't do anything else. I'm just laying here.
Yeah.
And then she kind of was like roped in a way. Like it wasn't planned. It just happened. But now it's like I can kind of do my own thing. She's like, all right, you're on your own almost. If you need my help, great, just ask me. But yeah, that's kind of where the point was like, she's fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah. uh, Sorry. Virginia says, I'd love to see the wife more. I
Someone
also, yeah.
somebody said that. Somebody said that on Instagram. They were like, I love when you guys make these battle videos with your wife. And I was like, you know what? That's good to know.
People, my viewers betray me when my wife's on because my wife and I talk shit to each other. Like we will talk, like we will talk shit to
I've
each
been
other
there. I've
about
been
it.
there.
Yeah. And it's funny because I'll tell stories about my wife and people like, no, that's not true. And then she came on, they're like, oh my god, that is like he's not lying. Like, why would I lie about that? Like
Uh-huh.
she comes to card party with me. She's gonna tell me, she'll tell me on me all the time. She's like, no, he's a liar. He did that for the story or whatever. But yeah, no, my wife, we love, like, we just have we have good chemistry that we're comfortable talking like that to each other. We don't do it in front of our kids. But yeah, we just like to have fun with each other. It's if you're not having if we're not really if you can't joke about yourself or about your spouse with your spouse, it's kind of boring. Like
There you go.
I love it when Virginia is in Nick's videos because the little commentary and the jokes and one-liners that she does, they're funny to me.
Yeah.
Um but at the same time, I would love my wife to be in the videos more often myself, but she's very much also like Virginia. She's like, don't put the camera on me.
Yeah.
That's why when she does the live streams and pack openings, there's no face cam. And I'm okay with that. We have talked about in the past, like what style of video we can do with her,
Yeah.
because people do want to see her more often because of her quickie one-liners. But it's hard to do when you can't put the person on camera. And like, I don't have the editing skills to cover her face with an emoji the whole time. Yeah, but I would like to see my wife in
Kind of
content
like
too.
I'm kind of like, well, we're like the opposite of you guys.
Mhm.
Like my wife is like, I don't mind being on the video. It's just I don't want to talk or something like that. And I'm like, all right, I could
Yeah.
just voice over and we'll be fine. But yeah,
Do captions. No.
yeah, dude, yeah, something.
I don't remember. Katie was there for one stream, or she was there for a lot. I think it was the Valentine's Day stream last year, or maybe her birthday, where we were just talking shit to each other. We were calling like, she kept calling me dumb. I kept making sexual innuendos, and the chat was going nuts. Like the chat loves it when my wife comes
I
on,
think I
and
was there for a little bit. I think I was there for a little
you
bit.
fuckers betray me every single time. Like, yeah, because my wife will always be like, "This is my show now." I'm like, "Okay, you do you." But I love it. It's good. It's if it's entertaining for people, I'll do it.
I met her and the family. They're
Yeah.
awesome people, great people.
Yeah, we met yours because we checked in at the
Oh
same
yeah,
time
that's
with
right.
our party.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they going with you to East and West or no?
Ooh, good question. It sounds like no to both,
Mhm.
unless Disney World can be tied in. But
You have to bribe
yeah,
them with Disney World.
yeah. Well, because last time, we went to Orlando, right?
Yeah, so Disney World was
They
right
they
there.
they branched off. They went to like almost like a, what do you call it, Mario Kart kind of place.
Hmm.
Some other place. She was looking for like place things to do with with the
With your little
5-year-old. Yeah. And so I was busy doing my stuff. I told you I had like zero time almost to like do like have downtime.
yeah, yeah.
So after every night, we're like, oh, we went to this place, we went to that place. But yeah, I think she said, I think either Tampa or nothing. We'll see.
Yeah. My so we they have tickets already. I bought one for my wife, bought one for my son. I might have to contact the card party team to be like, I need to upgrade the kid to an adult so I can do a giveaway because she doesn't know. And I'm not, don't pay attention, people. It's not happening yet
Yeah.
because she doesn't know if she's going or not.
Hmm.
We bought them because with the intent for her to go, but now she's like, traveling with all the kids, it doesn't really, it's not fun, especially with a toddler. So she's like, oh, we've been to Florida dozens of times. We have family out there. It's not like we're not going to go back. She was like, maybe we can hold off. I'm like, okay. And then for October, we none of us have ever been to Seattle or Washington. So she's like, okay, maybe we'll go to that one. Great. But she's still like, but the problem with that is our 9-year-old will be in school at that time, and then our toddler will just be a bigger toddler. So she was like, thankfully it's a much smaller flight, but she's still like, I don't. We'll see. So it's like I'm going to both, but I don't know about the family. They like, my son loves to go,
Mhm.
but with card party one, when we went, I was able to go up and down to the room to get him and do other things. Card party two, I didn't have that luxury because I was so
Oh, that's
busy.
right. That's right.
So they weren't locked in the room the whole time. They did go to the pool. They did go to the restaurants. They did do things. Um, but with card party not being in a hotel, it's being at a convention center.
That's it.
Yeah, they're at convention
Mm.
centers this year. That I have even less time and less opportunities to be like, okay, you want to go up to the room? Great, let dad take you to the room. Oh, you want to come back down? Okay, let me head up to the room and let me come back down. There's less opportunities for that. So that's why she's like, and maybe we just won't go this year. My son loves Pokemon, but he's not obsessed with it like a lot of other kids. Or like me. Yeah. Merck says my wife doesn't really grasp the whole microcosm happening. I try to explain it, but she just uses the pretty cards as bookmarks. Yeah. Mark, I can see why it would be hard to understand. Yeah. Yeah. Because she has to do it with with her husband. He doesn't get it. He does.
I was gonna ask you. So real quick question was like,
Yeah.
okay, car party one, you were in the lobby. That's how we met each other.
Yes.
I was like, you were with your family too, weren't like everybody was upstairs? So like, why
They
would
were
you?
asleep. They were
What
yeah, they
happened? You were just like, I'm just gonna go down to the lobby because I'm up and I don't want to.
yeah, they were asleep. I woke up
Was
and
early.
I couldn't go back to sleep. As a lot of you guys know, I'm a U.S. veteran with PTSD, depression, all the fun stuff, right? I had one of my nightmares that night, and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I just did my thing. I got breakfast for the family. I put it up in the room. I got dressed. I got ready for the day, and I was like, I'm just gonna hang out in the lobby because I don't want to wake up the family by being on my phone, by just walking around. Um, yeah, so that's why I was down there in the lobby, just hanging out. Yeah.
Maybe it was fate. Maybe it was
Yeah.
fate.
I can tell when it starts to go over her head, says Senator Merck. My wife does the
Yeah,
same
my
thing.
wife too. My wife
Yeah,
too.
yeah. How so what are your plans that you're willing to talk about for card party?
On doesn't
Or
matter,
do you,
east or west.
yeah, or do you not have any plans that you're just
I
trying to?
literally I have no plans. For some of you that do know, me and R&D, we filmed a challenge video.
Hmm.
It's still in my draft. I need to finish it. It's been so long already. I
Yeah,
have it. I have it. I hope it's decent. I told him like the audio, everything sounds really good. I need to look at the footage. We got different video angles, everything. I was like, it's gonna be a really cool video. I don't do long forms too often, and seeing all Deepak on Monster Challenge videos and all that, I was like, let's just try it. So we did one, and I don't. It's hopefully it turns out pretty good. I have it still. I need to get it done before Card Party 3. That's for dang sure.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, for the coming up ones, I don't know if I want to make plans like that. It's like I said, it was busy. It was
yeah,
very busy, and I was a nobody. I thought I was, but everybody was like, "Oh, let's do a film, the short video." It was like E-Man, it was Pidgey Boys, it was everybody was like, "Hey, do a short video with me real quick." I was like, "All right."
yeah.
So
You never know who's like in the, and I tell this to the newer people that come into the hobby when they ask for advice. The worst someone can do is say no or just not respond and leave you on red.
mm,
So if especially like your best opportunities are card party, is Collecticon, your local trade shows, your trade nights. If you go up to somebody like, hey, you do like, don't just bring the camera into their face already recording.
mm,
Ask them politely, and more than likely they'll be like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, it's not going to hurt them by saying yes.
mhm.
Um,
You know
but
what I want to do more this time around?
have never mind. I was going
I
to make
want
a joke, but there's kids
I
here.
want to I want to take pictures more. I feel like last year I
Bro,
took no
I
pictures.
have
What?
like that's why I made in my Discord. Join the Discord, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
In my Discord, I was like, "Hey guys, here's a card party channel. Post your pictures. I want
Yeah.
to see how your event was." In reality, it's because I didn't take any. Like
I took maybe like 3.
I took maybe 2,
It
and
was
it was of my poop because
bonkers.
I got bored because I want to send it to a buddy of mine because I'm that friend and like and it was it was just so crazy. I didn't take a I wanted the same thing. I want to take a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I ran into you toward the end. I was like, "Hey, Gonzo, can you sign this for me real quick?" This was from Card Party 1, but then you signed it Card Party 2.
Yeah, for the
And I was
CGC.
like, "But I took no pictures with you. I
Yeah.
saw Metri there. I saw Opossum,
Yeah,
but I
and
saw
it's funny,
everybody."
I like when I realized I didn't take any pictures was I was like, awesome, card party's over. Let me start posting some stories
Right,
and pictures.
right,
And I'm like, oh shit. Like, I was like, I didn't do
right.
nothing. Yeah.
That's what. So my last like 30 minutes, I was like, that's when I got who did I get? I was at the panel with the PG Boys and those guys. I took some pictures, but it was the last 30 minutes. I was like, man, I should need to take more pictures.
Son of a Merc says, I can tell when it starts to go over her head. Oh, I already read that. Very welcoming people all around. Lost Hero Games. This community is very welcoming and friendly group. Um, can't wait to meet you guys, says Ricky. I met you, Ricky. You're handsome. Ricky's tall. Like you guys think Joey is tall, Ricky's also tall.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, he's a tall fella. I actually have a card that
You,
Ricky gave me that I need
Ricky, are
to get graded.
you going to West or what? Are you both? I thought you
Ricky
weren't go. Well, yeah. Let me know. Let me know which one.
Ricky gave me this Raichu card, and I need to get it graded. Come on, focus. There it is. Focus.
Ooh.
It's because it's a hollow. It doesn't want to focus.
See.
Because the
Picture,
light.
picture.
The
Oh, there
light's
it is. There
glare.
it is. There it is.
Yeah, the light wants to glare on it. That's why.
What set is that
Oh, yeah.
from?
It is.
West? Okay.
What set is it?
It's
I
gotta
can't
be one of
remember.
those. Gotta be one of those.
It's black and white. I'm pretty sure it's
White
black and white
era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. West baby. Who?
West. Nice.
He's, yeah. I gotta start looking into. I have my hotel rooms are booked. I just need to get the plane tickets.
Oh yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I gotta do. Ooh, I just learned like I'm so out of the loop for some stuff. I need to I don't know. I forgot. I just had a stroke of what I
You're
was.
you're 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 more ahead of the game than I am, man. I
Yeah,
just got the tickets. I don't even know if I booked anything yet. So
yeah. As soon as the hotel rooms were booked, I booked them, and it was the same thing with Collecticon in LA.
oh yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
Opossum and I have been talking about it. Like, yeah, like we wanted, like he and I have been trying to meet up. Like, I was supposed to go to him for our birthday,
Mm.
but things like just my car decided, like, no, I'm gonna go boom. So I had to buy a new car. Definitely couldn't afford a plane ticket at that time. So we've been trying to meet up with each other outside of these events, and this one actually works out. So he's coming to LA in March. We booked the room for that.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, so I'm excited. I'm so excited for that, for Collecticon. Hey guys, we
Levi,
can't stay long, but wanted to drop in. Hey Levi, thank you.
sweet.
Thank you for dropping in, man. Yeah, so we're excited for that. I talked to him about some content that I want to film with him there. Um, and then we're pretty much gonna do the same thing we did at a card party. We're just gonna hang out with the friends. We thought about trolling Jason Page for a second,
Mm.
but um that's all I'll say about that. Because I don't, because if we do decide to do it still, I'd want it to be a surprise with people because we think it's hilarious.
Nice. I don't think. Well, this time you're gonna have no obligations, right? So you have a lot more.
Yeah, no obligations.
Oh,
We still might film. I might film like a quick short or reel for Collecticon. Um, to give them a better opportunity, I'm going in with a better mindset because when my first Collecticon, I did not have a good time. There was a lot of things going on. Um,
mm.
and it was very much a very negative experience for me. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't like, but to give him the benefit of the doubt, it was like right after Card Party 1. So I was still on that hype train.
Was it again L.A.
It was
Collecticon?
it was Long Beach.
Oh, Long Beach.
Long
Okay,
Beach.
that's right.
Yeah. So um so that's why I was like, okay, like this is what's going on. Like this is so silly. This is dumb. But I got to talk to people. I did some stuff. I did other things. I was like, you know what? It wasn't that bad. I was just in my own ego and head, like this is what it is, and I get there and it's not what it was.
Mm.
So I'm going in there with a better mindset, clear headspace. Uh, I'm not going with, like, I'm not saying I'm like my family was the reason it sucked, but I'm not going with family. I'm going with Nick. So that's the big difference. So I'm excited for it. If I have a good time, I will shell out the money, shell out and head out to one back east and maybe meet the guys out there this time so they don't always have to come to me.
I'll be following you because I've never been to any like the cons or
Yeah.
the only ones have been Card Party and then my local game store has those like card swap meets and that's it. Those are the only ones that I've been to. Some people say like, "Oh, go to this card show, this and that," and I'm like, "I've never been to a card show." I'm like, all right, but
That's Virginia says you'll be with your boyfriend again, so it'll be a
it'll
good
be a good
time.
time. Yeah, exactly.
I had so I Nick and I, we make those dumb comments all the time, like, oh, my boyfriend, like, because we're veterans, like, so gay jokes are hilarious to us. But I had someone in a one of my comments are like how can you guys be so gay for each other when both of you are so married? We're like, and so I was like, do you think like we're actually sleeping together? And he was like, well, yeah, isn't that what gay means? I'm like, not in the context we're like half in the context we're saying it in because that's what the joke is. But I was like, no, dude, we're happy. Like, we don't even live in the same state. It was like, oh man, he was probably a kid, probably a young man, young,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
So I was like, he was probably really confused. Like, I don't get it. Like,
Yeah,
it's
he
it's
didn't
okay.
probably didn't grow up when we grew up.
Yeah. Where when gay
It was
didn't
it was
mean
a
gay.
it was just yeah, it was just
Yeah.
a saying.
Yeah.
It was just a thing.
Poker trainer Ricky says, haven't been to a Collecticon. What recommendation do you have for a first timer? For a Collecticon, it depends on what you want to do because Collecticon is so much more than Pokemon. And I don't think people understand that, even though they follow them on Instagram and they see all these voice actors. Collecticon is literally a collectible expo, in my opinion. There's sports cards, there's Star Wars, Hot Wheels, Funko, the voice actors for autograph signings. There's obviously Pokemon. There's going to be MetaZoo, and they have performances there. So my recommendation for a first time person going to Collecticon is know what you want. Like if you want to go get signatures, know what person is going to be there and what day, because not every voice actor is going to be there both days. Bring your own items to sign. They'll have items to sign, but it would just cost more money. It's much cheaper to get that $20 Funko at your local game store than to get the same one for $40 with them. Pretty much have a game plan in mind of what you want to collect and what you're looking for. And then you have your negotiation skills ready, have the apps ready that you need to make sure you're getting the right prices. And just and have fun. Like definitely be ready to if you're gonna get signatures, be ready to stand in line for a long time, even if you have the VIP pass for some of those voice actors.
What's like the average cost for like a ticket just to even go to Collecticon?
Oh, I don't remember how much.
$70 or something like that. Just regular basic, no VIP. Just
yeah, I don't remember. I got my ticket a while ago.
I've heard of my brother. He's been to Comic-Con, but I don't think anybody's been to Collecticon.
So I'll just share it. Give me a second. So these are the prices for Collecticon for LA. So I'm assuming they're the same ones for the same price all around the board. $50 for one day, $45 for Sunday because it's smaller. 2-day pass, $65. VIP pass, $140. Backstage meet and greet with Waka Flocka Flame is $180. That's just the meet. This isn't the pass. This is not a pass for tickets.
Actual show.
Yeah, that's for a show. I'll pass on the Waka Flocka Flame meet and greet.
That's not bad. Okay.
No, it's not bad. They're cheap.
Okay.
I want to see what happens when the camera is off.
Oh, yeah.
Ren's Collectible says, "What's going on here?" And we're just hanging out, Ren. Ren's punk ass I've been trying to get on here for a while, but he's a busy man.
Is he?
Merc, that could be scary. Just a couple of bears in the woods, no big deal. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah. But as far as like Collecticon, like you need to know what your focus is. Have a game plan ready for what you're looking for. But just be ready to stand in line if you want autographs, and be ready to negotiate and be ready to be told no for negotiations. A lot of people will be willing to negotiate, but a lot of people won't, because you got to remember Collecticon is a country-wide event, just like Card Party is now. So like not every vendor there is going to be local. So they just can't pack up a van and head over. They got to pack up all their stuff into boxes and either ship it or take it with them on a plane. And that is expensive. Yes. I just have a restless kid, says Ren, but we can make it happen. And yeah, you've been saying that for 4 years when me and him were in a podcast team together. I'll likely be going to Collecticon Chicago. That's one I won't be going to. You're not catching me going back to Chicago anytime soon. The last time I was there, this guy yelled at me for 6 hours and made me do push-ups for 8. Like,
oh, shoot.
Yeah, that's what
I get it. I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Plus, it's cold as shit there. So when I went to boot camp, it was such a weird thing for me. It was a weather shock. It wasn't a culture shock. It was a weather shock for me, because I'm born and raised in San Diego. It's like, hey, we got spring, hot spring, summer, cold spring, and then hey, look, there's rain. Okay, cool. That only lasted 2 weeks. We're back to summer again. So when I went to Chicago, I went in July, and it is humid. It is nasty humid there.
Really?
Yeah, it was gross.
Was it like Florida humid? Or?
No, not Florida.
Oh,
it was
okay.
But any humidity in general is bad for somebody who's born and raised in a desert where it's heat, not humid.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was gross. Like, and I went end of July, went to August and September where it started to cool down and just gross, humid. And then October hit, and I was like, this is bullshit. How are we going to be in 80 degrees, 90 plus degrees with 70% humidity down to 14? and there's people walking around in shorts. I'm like, you guys are nuts. I'm staying in my barracks room. I'm staying under the covers. Like I didn't do. I think the only thing I did in Chicago after boot camp when we did some of the schooling was I went to Six Flags and that was it. And the other reason why I didn't really want to do anything is when you're in A school, depending on what level of A school you're in and how many weeks it is and how like good you are, you have to wear a uniform out in town. And I was like, dude, I don't want to do that. I want to I want to wear what I want to wear. So like I had to go to Six Flags in a uniform. I'm like, this is stupid. Like this is but yeah, it was so fun. Like would I do it like that was the other thing that's weird. Like people are like, oh, boot camp was easy. I'd do it again. I'm like, fuck, like looking back on it, yeah, it was easy, but I don't want to do that shit again. You guys are dumb as hell. Sean says O'Hare is a terrible airport. It was okay. I didn't stick around. I've only been there twice to get there and to leave, so I don't have a say on it.
Gonzo, can I give you some rapid fire questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
It ties right into your story right there.
Yeah, go for it.
How did you get your name Gonzo?
I
kind of have an idea, but
it's a nickname from the military from my last name.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know like call signs are like, oh, like those are a little bit different, like more Air Force kind of, but I was just kind of wanted to get your quick take on it.
Yeah, Gonzo is a nickname from Every Gonzalez. That's my last name. It's not a secret. I've said it before. Every Gonzalez in any branch of the military is automatically Gonzo. Martinez is Marty. Hernandez. Not all Hernandez is getting a nickname, but most of them are like they call him Henry for some reason. I don't know why.
Is it always just last name, or we're gonna just call you something based on your last name?
No, not always. Oh. Like we call one guy Fuckface because he's a fuckface. Like if you're dumb, we're like nicknames come from you either being a good person or a terrible person. Uh-huh. Luckily, I'm a good person, so my nickname was just based off my last name.
Gotcha.
Like Ren. That's probably what they called him in the military too. They probably just called him Ren if that's part of his last name. Yeah, we go by last names in the military. So when my senior officers or my senior enlisted would call me Gonzo, no one would bat an eye because they're like, oh, okay, that's Gonzo. We got it. That's part of his last name. That's his nickname. It's good. Other nicknames you can't say in front of some people. Like we can't, like when we called fuckface, depending on who's around, we either had to call him FF and then we had to explain why we called him FF, or we just called him by his last name. Or this guy Crotch. There's a guy we called Crotch in the military. His last name is Santa Croce. But he's a good friend. Like I still talk to him. He's a good friend, but he's weird. He's a weird fucking dude. Yeah. And everyone just called him Crotch. Our chief, some of our officers, like our senior enlisted, some of our senior officers, like, hey, that's Crotch. That's just Crotch. But then there's other people who are like, oh, we're not going to call him Crotch. We're going to call him Santa Croce in front of this person. Because they're very strict by the book. If you got to call him this, you call him this. Yep. Like if Opossum and I were in the same branch and at the same time, and he saw me, he would have to, like, depending on who's around, he'd either go, hey Gonzalez, or hey Gonzo, or and that's fine. Or even MA3, because I was like in the Navy, they could call us our rank and our job. So we like they call their jobs an MOS, and so they're codes. In the Navy, we call them rates, which is our job, and the 2 letters is our job title, and then the 3, 4, not the 4, the 3, 2, and 1 for third class, second class, first class is our rank, and then there's C, CS, and then CM for chief, senior chief, and master chief. So if he was in the Navy and he's like, hey, MA3, I'm like, okay, I can answer to that because that would be like my name in the Navy is MA3 Gonzalez.
Mhm.
So if he called me Gonzo Gonzalez or MA3 Gonzalez, some people wouldn't bat an eye. Some people like, no, you can't call him Gonzo. That's not his name. But there's some people, if he came up and he was like, hey, Sebastian, what's going on? And we're in uniform, some people would freak the fuck out. They're like, that is no, you don't fuck you. No,
not acceptable.
Yeah. But at the same time, if we're in civilian clothes, we call them civvies.
Okay.
And we're like, and we were walking around town and he goes, hey, Sebastian, what's going on, man? And that same person who just got done yelling at us hears it. He's going to be like, yeah, all right. Because it's all about how you perceive yourself in front of others in uniform. Okay. It's good order and discipline is what they're all about. So if you look good in uniform and you present yourself good in uniform, you're a good leader. Yeah. It's
that Pidgey Boas.
I saw them. I was just too busy in the story.
Me too.
Ren says, yeah, I don't want to go to Texas again, May through July. It's fucking. I was in Texas for the same place he was because my schooling for military police, or like I was saying, MA, is in the same place that he had to go to boot camp. So if I was in there for the winter, and that sucks too. Hey guys, just turning in. Sorry, don't apologize. You know better than that. Yeah, you'll just refer to me as Sergeant. I won't. Nope. Not anymore. You're a civilian now. Now you're fuckface. Like, yeah. What up, everybody? Says Shug Nasty. Shug Nasty knows exactly what I'm talking about. He's Navy. Yeah. I don't know his last name, but I'm sure if it was a last name that could be a nickname from, it would be the same thing. Yeah, we both got promoted to civvy. Yeah. What were you said? Rack.
Yeah, I got some more.
Send them off.
How did Raichu become a favorite of yours?
So Raichu, I've said this story before too, but not everyone has heard it. I started with Pokemon Yellow. I started with Red and Blue, kind of. I just grew up playing my cousin's version of it because I grew up poor. So when Christmas came around, my aunt got me Pokemon Yellow. So Pikachu is my very first starter. That same cousin thought it'd be funny to play a prank on me because I was like, oh, I like Pikachu following me around. It's happy. Look at what this emotion does because when you interact with it, it tells you. He was like, hey, I want to see your Pikachu. I want to see if it does it in my game. I was like, okay, not a big deal. He evolved it in his game and sets it back to me. And jokes on him because I was like, oh man, I was bummed out. But after I found out like how strong Raichu is, I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And that's how Raichu became my favorite. Nice. It's my Raichu was my starter.
Did you, I guess next question, did you ever take a break from like 10 years old till really? What?
Nope. I think the closest I got to taking a break was from 14 to 16. But even then, I was still playing all the games. I was still collecting the cards on and off. And in 16 is when I really got back into Pokemon, like heavy, because that's when my best friend moved out of the state. He moved to Florida, and I was like, it's either drugs or Pokemon. So I'm going to spend my money on Pokemon. So yeah, I never left the hobby.
What I like is that you have a lot of knowledge about the video game.
I love
like
when the games are so fun.
Was it you and Son of America or somebody? You guys did the make a team and then battle or whatever?
Oh, Ichiban Dan.
Ichiban.
Yeah.
Man, that was because let me tie it back into what I was doing. So I got the game. And like everybody did in Red and Blue. Stopped playing maybe a year after, the hype and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Got my girlfriend, but now wife, girlfriend at the time. She got white version, I got black version.
Yeah.
And she played it here and there, but I was playing. And So I made I made teams out of it. I was like seeing what's good and what's not. Shed Ninja was my guy back then because nobody can hit him.
Yeah,
Things
Sheninja
like that.
is
Yeah.
broken. Sheninja is
Yeah.
broken.
So I was like, that's kind of, but I wasn't in the card scene still.
Mhm.
I didn't get to the card scene until, basically 1999 till I took a long break until like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Right.
So that's where my history of like the game and stuff was going. So I'm more like I understand the video game side of it, but when I saw your videos, I'm like, oh, you guys know a lot about
Yeah,
the game.
I am very passionate about the games. I'm overall passionate about this franchise. It's done a lot for me, especially when my best friend did move out, because I was like, what else am I gonna do? I'm gonna play cards and play games, and that's when I was playing. I was playing competitively at that time. VGC. I was playing competitively. I was playing competitively TCG too. Um, I wasn't any good. That's why I'm not on the circuit like other people. But I still like to challenge myself. I still like to play other people. I've thought about doing live streams where I play the game, but I don't think it's there because I built such a good mass community for the TCG. Like if you like the TCG, the VGC can go with TCG, but TCG can't go with VGC if that makes sense when you're making content. It sucks that I loved making that series with Dan.
Yeah, definitely.
I had a lot of fun doing it, but it's one of my worst performing videos.
Yeah.
Like I have done videos where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna open up packs and then I'm gonna take these Pokemon, I'm gonna make them into a team, I'm gonna bring them into Pokemon Showdown, I'm gonna battle. And those did great, but the retention rate was open the packs and then done. So the people weren't sticking around for the battle. Some people did, others didn't.
It might be like an algorithm thing too. Like everybody's used to like, okay, we're gonna open packs, but as soon as you start, something else.
Yeah, Shug Nasty says last name is Alvarez. People called me Alvi. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that tracks. Yeah. Do you have any other rapid fire questions?
I do.
Okay, bring it.
Next question is, how do you know so many people in the hobby? I know you're I don't know what you want to call it. Your Instagram is pretty big, but it's not like crazy big. Same thing with YouTube, not crazy big, but you know pretty much everybody. I'm like, what? How do you know so many people?
I talk to people. That's all it is. I'm very active in the community. I talk to in that, and I was saying you'll hear this again if you watch the live stream, not the live stream, the podcast I do with Poke Sales Official. A very smart young man. Check him out when that podcast goes up. It's not up right now, but you just need to be active in the community in any sort. Be active in the comment sections. Be active in liking their Instagram posts. Like let them know you're watching their content. Be active in the live streams like you guys are. And then once you build that rapport, do what Javi did. Like, oh, I'm this person on the computer screen. This is what my real face looks like. Can we do a pack battle? Just go to the events and talk to people. And luckily I don't have that fear of rejection or people not wanting to talk to me, because doing police and security for so long, I had to talk to people. And if people didn't want to talk to me, sometimes it was, that's too damn bad. But other times I'm like, all right, cool, you have a good night. And I can very easily move on with my life. And I think why there's so many, because I get this question a lot. Like, how do you know all these people? How does this podcast keep going? Because Joey has a podcast as well, Jay's Corner, but he does them like once or twice every couple of months. And it's not for him for lack of trying. That's because of how I started, was that this is how my channel popped off. Like my was talking to people. I started with a Grumpy Charizard, with Sudan's collectibles, with Zenturion XYZ. I started with people I already knew. I started with my friends. And then other people saw like, oh, this is awesome. Like the conversations are awesome to have in the community, seeing other people's viewpoints. Just like earlier tonight when we were talking about the prismatic evolution nonsense, and I was like, no, fuck that. Everyone's to blame. Stop blaming one specific person. The chat was like, oh, I never thought of this. Like, and that, I think that's what happened. Like, we started this, and then I did card. Then I went to Card Party. Card Party is the big, like, everything goes back to Card Party. It was the biggest catalyst for me, because that one video that I was supposed to do at Card Party was a pack battle with me, Jay's Corner TCG, Get You, Opossum Bud, Feller Chris, I think, was in it, and maybe one other person, I don't remember. And we were gonna do the winner. The winner gets a trophy. The loser has to buy tacos for everybody. And then I would, however, and then my plan, this is what they didn't know until we got to Card Party, was however much the taco bill was, even if I lost. So if I lost and I had to spend $150 on tacos, I would then also donate $150 to a charity of the winner's choice. I still did do that. Feller Chris won. I donated $200 to a charity of his choice. But because Card Party 1 was still so busy for some of those content creators, we just did it at the hotel instead of at the taco shop. We didn't get tacos, but because people were standing there watching, and I was like, I know that guy, I know that guy, I know that guy. And other content creators were like, oh yeah, get him. We were calling people out on camera. I'm like, hey, come over here and open up this pack for charity. So that's how we got Powder. That's how we got Bob, Control of Bob. That's how we got Ian with Ian. That's how we got Pocket, Team Pocket. And so, like, yeah, that's what I did. I called all these people out. And then after Card Party, I was like, okay, let me reach out to all these people and do a group chat of our experience from Card Party. And then after that, I got involved with, like, let me get these people one-on-one and do these one-on-one conversations with them, that I did this. So that got me, and because of that, like, their people came over to the channel, and I just started to grow that way. And I just started talking to people. I'm way too active. I'm more active than I should be in people's stuff. But
I have to give you kudos. I have to give you kudos because whenever I post something or go live or something, one of the first likes or first comments, boom, is yours. I'm like, whoa, like, are you on like all the time, all day? I'm like,
yeah,
whoa.
I'm either in school, because I do all my classes online. I had a job, but I lost it recently. That's a long story. That's something else.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah,
but yeah, like, yeah, well, that's too damn bad, asshole. It's a son of a merc. But yeah, like that. And if you just got to be respectful to people too, you like, and I think that's what it is I don't go in there like, hey, I have 2,000 subs, you have 500, come on my channel. Well, like, I can help you. Or like, because I do get the smaller creators on here, and Pokecells, the guy he interviewed me, I'm going to be interviewing him in a couple weeks. And it's not like, hey, I have 2,000 subs. He has, as of right now, like 98 subs. And he's coming on the channel. I don't care how small he is. If I can vibe with you and I can have a conversation with you, I'm willing to talk to you on camera. There's some people in the community that, like, I don't hate them, I don't dislike them, but I don't think I vibe with them, so I'm not going to invite them on the channel. So like, yeah, if that makes sense.
My second, I have another kudos to you, is that I hear from a lot of people, mostly R&D and some other people, that are like, hey, Gonzo's been very helpful trying to set it up my live stream, setting up, what kind of software to use, camera, etc. And I'm like the type of person where, like, I can figure that stuff out by myself. But I was like, that's kind of a good, what do you call it? A good somebody to ask, just somebody who's been there for a while, or a lot of people, and we can just get the answer right away from just people who've been in it for years. So it's
and
that's nice. That's good.
And the people I ask is Ian with Ian, Dan Norton. there's people, even I have to go to people to ask questions. And it's not about if like I am a firm believer in that old saying, there is no stupid question. I believe that kind of because being in the military for so long, as long as I was because I didn't go at 18, I joined at 24, so I was already a grown adult. I already lived a good life. I already have experiences and stories. So going into the military with 18-year-old, 17-year-old kids that have no life experience, this is my true thought on there is no such thing as a stupid question. And it's this right here. And a lot of people are going to think it sounds dumb. And I get it. There's only one dumb question. There's only one. And it's the question that you have that you're too afraid to ask. That's my true feelings on it. If you have that question, you're too afraid to ask it, and you don't ask it, how are you supposed to understand what you don't understand? You have to ask that question. I might make fun of you for the question because I might think it's silly, but I will not think it's stupid. That's me. That is
me. I guarantee if I came up with a question to ask you just on the side, DM you or whatever, I'm absolutely 100% you'll find the answer for me.
Yeah, because Google's the thing. like
Google or
fucking Google and or anything else. Like I might tell you, give me a second, let me look it up. Mm-hmm. Like let me get some research done. Yep. Because maybe because some people are like, well, I could do that. Like if you could, you would have done it, and maybe you did and you don't understand it. Maybe a fresh take on it would help.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep. So kudos for sure. Kudos to you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you being a pillar for us to like come and ask for help. Or I know you I don't know if you consider yourself small, but you're a big like I don't know how you explain it. Just a big titan like helper. I don't know how to explain it.
I think I understand what you're trying to say.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think. Yeah. What was I doing? Oh, this is where I want to go. Do you have any other questions, or was that
I have one more, but it's a little controversial. Not for you, like not toward you, but I would like to get your opinion on it.
My opinion.
You don't have to answer. Okay.
My opinion is peeing your pants is cool.
And I kind of know the answer, but I wanted to get your take on it.
All right, let's do it.
The question is, how or maybe why has Leonhardt gotten a bad rap? I know why, but I feel like he was one of the founding fathers of this whole entire.
He's definitely a giant founding pillar of this community. I think he got a bad rap because he got involved with those rare candy boxes. Because rare candy wasn't that great in the beginning. Mm-hmm. The rare candy mystery boxes, or those mystery boxes he was doing earlier, when the bubble was starting to die down. The fact that you were paying, like he had to hype, he knew it. You can see it in the videos that he was when he was promoting it. Like, we're charging this much for this card. Like, are we serious? Because we put in a fucking LED light. Like, you can tell in his face he wasn't like. It was that, but then
like a PSA 9, almost like bulk vintage cards.
Yeah, it was a lot of bulk cards. I think it was those mystery boxes he was affiliated with in for a second. And then a lot of it was he did a lot of clickbait stuff first for a hot minute. And he was just doing pack opening videos, and you can see a lot of people saw he's not having fun with it anymore. He wasn't enjoying it. He kept opening the same packs over and over again. There were always vintage base set 2 packs.
Base set 2s. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that's why he was getting a bad rep for so long. And then once every couple of weeks he would do let's just hang out and chat video. In that one video where he clickbaited the shit out of us, where he's like, I'm quitting. And then he does but I'm quitting how I'm doing things. I'm still going to do it this. Now I'm going to change. I think that was the catalyst of people were just annoyed with it.
Off. Yeah.
But I will say his recent content is what made me resubscribe to his channel. his content that he was doing with not Card Party, GameStop has been great. Him getting out of his normal space, not opening cards, I think has been fantastic for him. I think that, and like I said it earlier in the stream, pack opening videos are dying and they are dead. If you're going to open packs on camera, they should be live streams, or this is the only time I'll say or for this statement, you have to do like Opossum Bud does. Like make like it's a once in a while thing. It's not an everyday event. Because people do like it when, like, if I stop doing, because he doesn't do them that often. That's why they succeed as much as they do. They do it that often, and he has legitimate love and passion for the cards. And he'll stop and look at the commons. He'll look at the uncommons, and he'll be like, "Oh, this is the artist. That makes sense." Because he also did this card. Opossum's passion for this hobby is so unrivaled. It's insane.
I bet.
Yeah. I think that's why people love to watch his pack opening videos, is because of the that passion.
Buster's funny as
they are funny. Like I said, like when Virginia's in that background, she's
yelling or putting something. Yeah.
But overall, I think his reputation is building back to what he wants it to be and what he needs it to be. I got lucky enough to have that some downtime to talk with him at Card Party 2. I talked to him at Card Party 1, but he was at his booth and he was working. At Card Party 2, it was me, him, Ian with Ian, and Deep Pocket Monster just hanging out. It was just the four of us waiting for the signings to kick off, for the meet and greet tables. And he came to, and this is what I'll say about Leonhard. He is very down to earth, like he is a lot more humble than people think he is. He came to me and Ian's table to hang out. Like we were setting up, and he comes over, and he's like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" We're like, and we're not starstruck because we get to work with Pat, thankfully. But when he came over, we were like, "Huh, what did we do wrong? Are we at the wrong table?" And he just hung out and talked. Then Pat came over, and we all just talked. And that's what I love about Card Party. You're able to talk to the content creator and realize we're just people. We are just like you. He is just like us. We're just people in love with a hobby. Yeah. So that is my true feelings about Leonhard. The bad rap came from this and other dramas with other content creators not liking what he did. But overall, my feelings is he's a good dude. He did some weird and crazy things in the past, but nothing so like that it killed his career. But his stuff that he's doing now it's good stuff. Leonhard, if you're watching this, keep doing that stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Dabine wants to know, what do you guys think about prismatic evolutions? We talked about it in the very beginning, but we can end the podcast with that.
Exactly. Yep.
How I feel about prismatic evolutions is there's more than just one group to blame. It is everybody to blame at some point. We can point a finger at like the Spider-Man meme is real. We can point the fingers and we can give an example of why everyone is to blame. But I think everybody's so stuck in their little niche of the hobby that they're not the problem. Everyone else is the problem. And I think we need to take a step back and realize, like, no, we are all the problem. We all have a part to play in this and why the prices are they are. I'm excited for the set, but I don't have any coming in.
Is there like a ratio for all three of us or all four of us to be like, okay, you have 60% of the blame because you're trying to scalp this product, or we have 20% of the blame? You know,
if you really wanted to get down to the nitty gritty, I'm sure we very much can do a pie chart of who's to blame, but that would just make things. If someone actually did that, I think that would fucking make things worse.
Oh, shit.
We just all take the blame equally and call it a day. Like, if Javi, you make that pie chart. You tell me how that will.
Yeah, I'll post it. Okay.
Yeah. You do that.
All I know is that I have never, in 3.5 years now, almost 4 years, never heard of anybody camping out for Pokemon cards.
I have in during
So
2020, 2021, people were camping out for Vivid Voltage. They're camping out for
I
Shiny
remember
Sea.
that time because, like
Yeah.
I said, my wife couldn't find anything
Mhm.
except that one ETB.
Yeah, celebrations.
That's probably
They
why.
weren't camping out, but they were standing in line early for it. Yeah,
So I was like, wow, it's one of those sets and one of
it's a
those
moment.
times. It's like, yeah, it's like, oh, this is serious. This
Yeah.
is big time.
Javi, thank you so much for coming on. Please thank your family for letting me steal you for 2 hours. Let the people know what they can expect from your Instagram and YouTube and where they can. Well, I already told them where they can find you, but let them know anyways where else they can find you.
Yep. I do have TikTok for the next 5 days or so, whenever it's threatened to be shut down. I don't know. But everything is the same name everywhere. Pokey_Javi. I don't know why I made it that name. I don't know. It just Gonzo at least put shine some a little bit of light and saying that at least you put your name in there. You didn't put just Pokey something and then like everybody else you get lost in the sauce. So it's like,
Oh,
okay.
Ian.
Oh, now you want to show up, Ian?
No, Ian, I was glazing you up, Ian, earlier. I feel like Ian loves it when when people talk about him in a positive light. Yeah, Ian is definitely one of my best friends in the hobby, and I can't say enough about how much I love Ian. He's done so much for me and my family outside of it too. Ian is such a blessing to the community, and I cannot wait to see what he does for himself in this thing. Yeah, our name sucks.
Hey, your name's cool. My name sucks.
Yeah, it's Land with Land. I love
Land with the
when
L.
people say that, it makes me laugh so hard. But anyways, thank you everybody so much for coming in. Son of a Merc, Fella Chris, Shug Nasty Fish, Katie, everyone who came in and said hello. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Pogavi, thank you so much.
Thank you. You can
And
find me everywhere, by the way. You can find me everywhere. Just look for my name.
My name is Gonzo. That is Pokahavi. And don't forget, everybody, collect how you want to collect. Peace.
Thank you, everybody. Peace out.